Good day, YouTube. This is your boy Trey Speaks. I want to talk to you guys about Teen Wolf Season 6, B, Episode 11, Seth the Spider to the Fly. And, right off the bat, we see lacrosse players on the field. We see Scott Reddy in the field for practice. He's the assistant coach because, he's graduating this year. I think they're at their final half point of their senior year, graduating high school, getting things ready for college and stuff like that. Now, we don't see Styles until the end of the episode because he's in Virginia at the FBI. He'll be there for 6 months. And as we see, he sees a familiar face, Derek Hale, running through the woods. And the FBI director says, okay, we've been looking for this man. Styles is having this, being really obnoxious, being himself, raising his hand, making loud noises. He keeps stopping himself. And the guy couldn't even pronounce his name, which is Mieczyslaw Stilinski. And it's really funny because he just kept stopping. He's like, young man, do you have something to say? And he's like, so what kind of murder is this guy running for? Murder. What kind of murder? Mass murder. And he sees Derek Hale. So that gives me a big clue and finally a big revelation as to why Derek was always on the run. He knew the FBI was watching him. So that's a pretty good, astounding clue right there for me. Also, throughout the episode, we also get clarification as to how Liam's doing. We learned from him in an emotional, distressful state. In more of a bummer kind of state that he was in. That Hayden left Beacon Hills so then her sister could be safe. Makes a lot of sense, but he's really down and out, and Mason's holding him up. He said, listen, man, you'll be fine, man. You'll be here. You'll be protecting Beacon Hills. And then Liam remembered that Scott's leaving as well. Now Scott's been his mentor. He's been the leader of the pack. With Scott leaving, he's just wondering how can he fill his shoes. And so, what got Liam out of his funk was when Mason read a text that Scott sent him and saying that Coach is putting in Diaz for the leader, for the captain of the lacrosse team. Man, my boy Liam rose up so quick. He literally did a freaking spin-a-rooney in the air and caught the ball. And then all of a sudden, as they're practicing and things of that nature, a lone wolf, an Omega, comes out of nowhere. Has some blood on him. And then they follow after, an intense stare down happens. Liam and Scott go into the woods and find out there's been a whole bunch of dead wolves' bodies all over the place. And so, then also, there's this new freaky ass guidance counselor who seems to know the gist and what's up with Beacon Hills. There's supernatural creatures in Beacon Hills. They're teenagers. She asked one of the lacrosse players that actually was getting a little closer to the wolf, and Scott stopped him. His name was Nolan. And she said, Nolan, do you know what happened at the lacrosse practice? He said, no, I'm just really here. I'm just here to talk about the schedule and things of that nature. She's like, you know what? He's fidgeting. He's nervous. She can tell. She's like, listen, Nolan, I know you know more than just what happened. I mean, weren't you at the library at the Animal Assault? He said, listen, he tried to deflect. I'm just here about my schedule. There's a lot of people outside. But we all know that wasn't an animal last year. So she's still prying and picking his brain. And obviously, like I said, she obviously knows the gist of what's up with everything at Beacon Hills. It's balling, right? And so she has a big question mark as to what her agenda is. She must be one of our new Argents. As we learn, there's a new hellhound in town, and he's looking for something. He kept saying, you let it out, and now it's my chance. Now it's my time to stop it. Because remember, at the first season, 6A, they stopped the Riders in the Storm. So, who they let out now? And the way Parrish actually came back out was actually pretty cool. I'm not sure if that was Parrish or was that the new Hellhounds that he fought, which is a pretty intense battle as well. I don't know what it is, but Liam always seems to be kicking ass whenever it comes to a new threat. He seems to always land the most blows, puts up more of a fight than anyone else. That's just my personal opinion. They also see a rat cave or discover a rat cave after a bunch of rats go loose in second period in their classroom. They discovered a rat cave. Lydia still wants to help around the city of Beacon Hills. Malia's completely done. She says she's just trying to go to France and to hook up with hot French guys, which makes a lot of sense. I'll be right back with you guys. Okay, I'm back. With that being said, Malia is completely out of the game. She's done with it. She says that's not my problem. So while they discover the rat cave, they pretty much convince Malia to go down to the rat cave, investigate. She said they were afraid, they were running from something. She said, how did they get in there? Something happened, right? And so, and also from that, Scott's, visiting his mother, and she's like, Scott's worried that when he leaves, no one will be around Beacon Hills to protect it. And protect her in particular. She said, Scott, I will be fine. She opens up one of the cabinets, and she has Mountain Ash and some possible other supernatural weapons to fend them off with. And then she had like this big old stun stick, to which she didn't really know how to use at first until she held down the button and she was talking to Scott, and he got tased. 800,000 volts. Wow. And that seems to be the gist of it. I hope I'm not missing anything. That's what I think about it. I know I'm a little late on this, but I'll probably get back to you. I'll try to get to the second episode as soon as that's possible as well. This is what Chase Speaking. If you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment what you guys think about the video in the comment section below. I'm out.